Yo, what's good? Okay, now today I'm here to talk about A Working Man. I saw it literally I just got home. I saw it in my main theater. So it's very fresh in my mind, and I did say I was gonna make the video Friday and post it today, so I am. Uh, Essentially, and this is the last movie in March, so that's it for March. The first movie I see in April is my Minecraft movie, so there's that. But A Working Man. Now, it's essentially Jason Statham playing Jason Statham. You know what I'm saying? So it's like going into it, especially if you kind of just know what to expect going into a movie like this. I saw in 2023, I saw The Beekeeper, um, also starring Jason Statham. He was a beekeeper in that movie, and he beat people up. Um, he in that movie he was getting revenge for this older woman that got scammed out of a lot of money, and then she killed herself. So there's that, and I got to see it in IMAX, which was fun. That movie was decent. But I can confidently say that I prefer A Working Man over The Beekeeper. It might be recency bias because I literally saw it like 20 minutes ago, but I really enjoyed this movie. I knew what it was gonna be going into it. I was fully on board, and I came out satisfied. You know, uh, so essentially, this movie is about a working man, Jason Statham. He was in the military or the army, and now he's a construction worker, and the people that he's working for are he's close with them, the family that owns the construction business, and their daughter gets kidnapped. So essentially, Jason Statham's like, all right, I'm gonna find her, yada yada yada. He also has a daughter who is currently living with their grandpa or her grandpa after Jason Statham's wife, passed away. So he has like certain, maybe like 2 hours, some shit where he gets to take her and go do stuff and then bring her back. Uh, so he has a little bit of a custody problem with his daughter, and yeah, he also has a friend played by David Harbour. Hopper from Stranger Things. And he's blind in this movie. And also, I wanted to bring this up before I forgot it. Whoever he has a wife or a girlfriend, I don't know, but her name is Joyce. I don't remember his name, but I know her name was Joyce because I picked up on it. And I just thought it was kind of funny because Joyce Hopper, Stranger Things. I thought that was a neat little nod at the audience. But yeah, this is your straightforward action movie. And it's Jason Statham playing Jason Statham. So there's not much to go off of. The big bads for this movie are these Russians, and the whole reason why the girl played by Ariana Rivas, I'm pretty sure it's Ariana. I'm pretty sure. The whole reason she was kidnapped was essentially she went to this bar with her friends. And these people, well, this guy, he was taking pictures of pretty girls, and then they look for buyers, and then they kidnap the girls and give them to the buyers, essentially. So like human trafficking. And that's why she got kidnapped, because somebody wanted her, and that's essentially it. And there's a lot of corruption in this movie. There are two corrupt cops that's working for them, and throughout the movie, Jason Statham just ramsacks everyone until he inevitably finds the girl, saves the day, and beats the big bads, and that's about it. It's pretty straightforward, but it was fun. When you go into movies like this, it's like you just have to know what type of movie it's gonna be, and if you're all right with that, then you'll end up really liking it. But to the people that's just like going into this blind, it's nothing revolutionary. It's nothing groundbreaking. It's your standard action movie, and it's just Jason Statham playing himself, beating people up. It's good old fun. You just turn off your brain and enjoy the experience essentially. Um, Now, originally I wasn't gonna see this movie, but after seeing, I think it was the second trailer, I'm like, this kind of seems fun. Maybe might as well, go check it out because it's either this or the woman in the yard, and I'm not seeing that shit. That looks terrible. But so yeah, and also the main girl that gets kidnapped, I forgot her name, but Ariana Rivas, she is actually going to be in the Black Phone 2 that's coming out this October. So that's another reason that compelled me to go see this movie, to see how she acts. She's a fairly new actress. I haven't seen her in anything other than this and soon to be the Black Phone 2. But based on her performance, she's cool. She has her moments of action. She's definitely a tough in the movie. The character that she's playing is a very tough young woman. She's playing like a college student, I think, and she's 19 in the movie. So there's that, and yeah, I'm looking forward to see her in the Black Phone 2. Whatever role she's gonna be playing in that movie, I don't know. In terms of like the sound design, it was solid. There was moments where it was like a little bit loud, but I'm not one to really complain because I like it when, especially my main theater. My main theater, one thing that they get right is the sound. It's always very loud. It's always very in your face, which I appreciate. Because some movie theaters I go to, like the iPic, I went to iPic last year. And I will say, like, besides the theater looking really nice, the sound just wasn't good. Like the sound, it wasn't good. I didn't. It was too low for me. So I enjoyed that it was very loud in your face. Boom, boom, boom. Visually, it was it's what's to be expected. This movie didn't look bad whatsoever. There was like one scene where Jason kicks this van into the water, and you could tell that it's very CGI. But besides that, everything else looked great. The action was solid. Jason Statham doing his thing. The villains pretty forgettable. They're just there to get their ass beat. So I didn't really pay too much attention to them. But the main themes of this movie is just like being a soldier, being a father, and I guess bringing a little bit of awareness to human trafficking. So that's neat that they're talking about those things, because those are very real things that happen. Also corruption with police and higher powers. So there's that. The music was cool. Your typical action soundtrack. I'm pretty sure this was co-written by and produced by Sylvester Stallone, who was obviously Rocky, and obviously those two, Jason Statham and Sylvester Stallone, they've been in a few things, The Expendables, so they're cool. And yeah, there was only like a handful of like cringy dialogue, but I expected it. You're not going into this movie expecting the greatest performances and good line delivery. You're just here to see people get beat up and Jason Statham being himself. So besides those few instances of cringy dialogue, it was good. I had a good time. Since this is the last movie in March, I would say this is this the best movie of March that I've seen? Well, I've seen this. What else have I? Death of a Unicorn and Novocaine. I think those were the only 3 movies that I saw this month. Novocaine was fun. I enjoyed Novocaine. I'm not gonna let recency bias get me. I do think Novocaine is the best movie of March. I think it's slightly better than A Working Man, and then Death of a Unicorn is the worst movie that I saw in March. So in terms of my ranking, I would say Wolfman, The Monkey, Death of a Unicorn, A Working Man, Novocaine, and Hard Eyes. That's my list right now. Well, overall, I had a fun time. I might even see it again because I think my mom is interested in seeing it. So I wouldn't mind seeing it again. And I saw The Beekeeper twice because when I went to see it in IMAX, like the first few minutes was like, I don't know what happened, but they fucked up with the projectors and it was like tripping the fuck out. So I went to see it again in my main theater and we had no problems, which was great. Oh my god, excuse me. I am so sorry that there's something just, I don't know. We're not even gonna talk about it. But yeah, I overall I had a good time. I would say if you like Jason Statham and if you know what you're going into, just turning off your brain, watching an action movie, watching Jason Statham be himself, you're gonna have a good time with this movie. And if you're not really into that type of shit, then you probably won't like this movie all that much. But yeah, overall I would give this movie like a solid 7.5. Solid 7.5. I had fun. But yeah, that's it. The shitty months are over. Like I said, these first 3 months were rough, but going forward, April, May, June, July, we're finally gonna get some quality content. It was a few days, like maybe 2 days ago, I got my tickets for Sinners, and if you don't know, I live in New York, and Lincoln Square 13, for all my New Yorkers, that IMAX is like one of the biggest IMAXs in the world, and they have 70 millimeter IMAX there. There's not a lot of 70 millimeter IMAX theaters. So I got my tickets for Sinners, and I will be seeing it in 70 millimeter IMAX, and I'm very excited for it. I haven't seen a movie in 70 millimeter since 2022 when I went to see Jaws with my mom and my niece. So, and I'm very excited for Sinners. Michael B. Jordan, Ryan Coogler, Haley Steinfeld. Very, very excited. Ryan Coogler, he's a very good director. He directed Black Panther and Creed, and there's like a vampire western with a little bit of like musical elements to it. So I'm really looking forward to seeing that in 70 millimeter. That's going to be an experience. But yeah, man, that's it. The shitty movie months are over. We're finally going to get some good shit starting in April, and onward. And yeah, I can't wait. But that's it. This has been my review for A Working Man. I had fun. Go check it out, if you like action movies and Jason Statham. So yeah, I'm the Hero Light Legend, Tyree Figueroa, signing out. Peace.